Hey, welcome back into Occupy Democrats. It is Saturday night in America, and shockingly in this breaking story, we have a scandal that's erupted inside the Trump administration involving workplace scandal romance. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? How could that ever happen in a Trump administration? I think part of the key in this breaking story is it doesn't actually have to do with drinking crazy man Pete Hegseth. But setting that aside, and I'll tell you about the story in a few moments, let's bear in mind this has to do with the Department of Labor. You know, one of Trump's favorite things because he loves paying workers so much, like his comment here in '08, this.
You know, it's the same thing with the unions. They get a little increase, they get another. That's right. They get their little 5%. They get another 2%. They get another 3%, 4%. Then all of a sudden they're making more money than the people that own the company. It's a lot of money.
Or more notably, what he just did in his second term, all of this.
I think if this is a president who really wanted to empower workers, he wouldn't have just stripped 700,000 people of their collective bargaining rights. If this was a president who really cared about empowering workers, he wouldn't have tried to change a rule last time he was president that would have made it easier for managers to take from the tip pools of their servers.
But yet in this breaking story, I know you'll find it weird that Trump actually appointed a female he might find attractive. This gal, Ms. Chavez Remmer.
This Labor Month, our Hall of Honor was created nearly 40 years ago to showcase the exceptional leaders that have made life-changing contributions to the American way of working.
And when you listen to her narrative and rhetoric, it sounds an awful lot like Trump, doesn't it? Like this.
My door is always open. I talk to everybody. I don't want to disregard the American people. I was elected as the Labor Secretary for all Americans.
Tariffs have anything to do with this slowing job market?
Tariffs are working.
But in this breaking story, it's amazing that Trump would actually have some sort of a work-related inappropriate behavior scandal happening in his administration, right?
Today, another woman has courageously come forward to accuse Donald Trump of engaging in an inappropriate sexual conduct with her. Summer Zervos was a candidate on The Apprentice on season 5. Behind closed doors.
I mean, let's just take a moment and look back at The Apprentice, shall we?
Let me say this.
Sure.
Brandy came in here, she got down on her knees and said, I passionately want to do this. I, at this point, am the team chooser, not the team leader.
Because this is what Donald Trump really fosters in his workplace right here.
Excuse me, you dropped to your knees.
Yes.
And begged to do this. And I said, I'm looking around the room. Maybe Brandy was
Must be a
right.
pretty picture you
Little
dropped into
John
your
and
knees.
Dennis thought I should be. Omarosa said me. Some other people said you. And in the end of it, I said,
And in this breaking story, if you'd like to see them all out of the White House, just subscribe to the channel. But this is what Ms. Chavez Remmer and 2 of her associates have been accused of. Check this story out. Breaking news, Trump's labor boss accused of booze-filled fling with staffer. Secretary of Labor Lori Chavez de Remmer is facing an internal investigation after a complaint alleged she has been, in quotes, abusing her position by pursuing a relationship with a subordinate and drinking on the job. According to a report from the New York Post, a complaint filed last week with the Department of Labor's Office of Inspector General alleged that Chavez de Remmer hosted a subordinate at her Washington, D.C. apartment 3 times and twice in her hotel room while traveling. She also has been accused of drinking during the day, keeping a stash of champagne, bourbon, and Kahlua in her office, and committing travel fraud by requesting her staffers to concoct official trips to destinations where she can spend time with family or friends. The Post report also cites sources who describe Chavez de Remmer as a, in quotes, boss from hell, who demands that aides run personal errands for her and perform other menial tasks while at work. The Daily Beast has contacted the White House and the Department of Labor for comment. A spokesperson for the White House told the New York Post that the allegations were baseless. In quotes, Secretary Chavez de Remmer is an incredible asset to President Trump's team, and she will continue advancing the president's America First agenda, White House spokesperson Taylor Rogers said in a statement. Labor Department spokesperson Courtney Perrella told the Post, in quotes, these unsubstantiated allegations are categorically false. In quotes, Secretary Chavez de Remmer has complied with all ethics rules and department policies and remains fully engaged in carrying out the department's work on behalf of this historic administration, her statement continued. The Secretary is considering all possible avenues, including legal action, to fight these baseless accusations from anonymous sources. A spokesperson for the department's Inspector General's office declined to confirm the existence of any investigation, telling the Post, in quotes, it is the policy of the DOL OIG to neither confirm nor deny the existence or non-existence of an OIG investigation or complaint beyond what is published on our website. In quotes, the DOL, Department of Labor, OIG Office of the Inspector General remains committed to rooting out fraud, waste, abuse, and corruption through objective, independent oversight of the U.S. Department of Labor. In addition to Chavez de Rimmer, her Chief of Staff Jeon Han and Deputy Chief of Staff Rebecca Wright are also under investigation, with the complaint alleging that both Han and Wright had knowledge of these issues. Chavez de Rimmer, 57, represented Oregon's 5th Congressional District from 2023 to 2025 before being appointed Labor Secretary by President Donald Trump. She also served as mayor of Happy Valley from 2011 to 2019. She married her husband, Sean de Rimmer, an anesthesiologist, in 91, and the couple shares 2 children. Her husband told the Post in a statement, in quotes, "There's not an ounce of truth to this, and anyone who knows my wife would know that." The former Congresswoman previously raised eyebrows after throwing herself a birthday party at the Labor Department's headquarters last April. Department employees felt the event was gratuitous and self-indulgent, given the drastic cuts government departments were facing at the time as a result of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE. In September 2025, ProPublica report published after Trump promised to target people who claim more than one primary resident on their loan papers. It was revealed that Chavez de Rimmer obtained 2 primary resident mortgages in 2021. A spokesperson for the secretary said the couple bought their Arizona home with the intent to retire there, but decided against it after Chavez de Rimmer decided to run for Congress in Oregon. President Donald Trump, who also signed 2 mortgages weeks apart while declaring both homes as his primary residence, described the practice as deceitful and potentially criminal when targeting Federal Reserve Board Governor Lisa Cook. Oh yes, it'll all get denied and Trump will somehow back them. There's not much else to say, because when the Inspector General finally hands it down, what'll happen is she'll just slip quietly out the door, because after all, it is the Department of Labor, and Trump doesn't care about it anyway, and he's going to throw people under the bus who actually try to do anything regarding helping labor. You guys like and share the video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay frosty.